So I'm editing the footage and I just realized that it looks like I'm reading off of my computer screen, and I'm not. I was just looking at it because it was something else to look at besides the camera. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure I made it known that I was speaking from the heart and not from a script or anything, because I just don't do scripts, no. But yeah, okay. So I've been thinking about it and I realized that it's been a long time since I posted about anything to do with self-love and self-worth and all that stuff. So here I am making another video. I kind of had this plan to make a video about body confidence and self-worth and why I want to become a therapist and all that stuff, but then we moved. So I kind of lost the time and the setup. But I mean, this is literally my dad's desk. I figure I have the time, I have the setup. Even if it's janky, it's still a setup. So why not do at least one, you know? So I wanted to start off by saying that one of my favorite quotes of all time is no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And I heard it from the Princess Diaries at first, but last night I found out that it's actually, well, it was originally a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, and I thought that was pretty lit. And if you take a minute to think about it, it's actually really true. Take a shot every time I say no one can make you feel crap about yourself, or no one can make you believe anything negative that they say. They can say anything to you, but if you don't listen to them and if you don't believe it, then it can't affect you in any type of way. And I think that's really important to remember, because people can tell you anything and it won't affect you unless you choose to let it. And I think that's really important to remember, because that kind of correlates with wondering why you're not good enough. Actually, my friend asked me yesterday, she was like, why am I not good enough? And I was just like, it seems like it all really comes down to caring too much about how other people view you and what they think of you. Because when it comes down to it, as long as you're good enough to yourself and you believe that you are, no one can make you feel like you're not good enough. And then I told her about the quote. And then I was like, because it's true. People can tell you anything, but unless you let it affect you and you take to heart their words, it doesn't mean anything. Because let me tell you, you are good enough. Even if you don't see it or realize it or think it, you are. You're 100% good enough. Another huge issue is seeking validation from people who make you feel like you're not good enough, because you want those people to give you the validation of feeling good enough. Now, I'm not really sure why or who caused this feeling for you to feel like you're not good enough, but I'd like to say I'm sorry and fuck them. In a couple of months, you're going to be in a different situation, and with positive thinking and steps forward, you're going to look back. You're going to look back and wonder why you ever allowed yourself to think the thought, why am I not good enough? Because I hope to God that you will have realized that you're more than enough, and you're more than worthy, and you're so valid and amazing. I love you so much, and I really hope you realize what an amazing and valid and worthy and beautiful person you are. You are worth it. You are valid. You are good enough. You do matter. And telling them over and over again can help make them repeat the things enough until they believe it, but that's ultimately up to them. And I think it's really important to know your self-worth, because if you go out in the world and you just let people treat you and you just let people treat you however they want to treat you, especially if it's negative, then you're not gonna feel good about yourself. And I just think that a really important component of knowing your self-worth is not putting your self-worth in the hands of someone who doesn't respect you and someone who doesn't see your self-worth, because the way that you allow other people to treat you is the way that they think that they can treat you. And if you allow them to treat you like crap, they're gonna treat you like crap, and then you're gonna feel like crap. But at the same time, it's important to not let other people's words and opinions, if they're negative, I've been through depression before. I have seasonal depression, so I understand that, like, it's not like you want to think the negative things, but you can always start the practice of using, like, mind control and controlling what thoughts go to your brain and what thoughts you start to think and then are like, no, that's not going to benefit me in any way, that's negative, that's not going to help me, I don't need that, and just throw it away. Or you could just sit there and just let the negative thoughts pour through. How hard the battle of finding your self-worth can be. I have been from rock bottom to where I am now, and I get that it can be so incredibly hard, and trying to convince yourself and, like, realizing that you are good enough and you are worth it is a huge struggle, and I get that. But I also know what it's like to finally accept that you are good enough, and that you, or not even just finally accept it, when you finally realize it and make the breakthrough that you are worth it and that you are good enough. I can't explain how just, like, life-changing that feeling is. Like, one time my friend, who usually is in a negative mindset, just decided to be positive, and she was just like, Laura, like, I'm being positive for once, like, are you proud of me? Like, this is such a weird feeling. And I was like, it's weird, but doesn't it feel pretty fucking good? And she's like, yeah, it feels amazing, like, I love this. And then I was just like, when you finally, like, allow yourself to, like, think continuous positive thoughts, it's honestly an amazing feeling, and it's honestly life-changing. Like, and if you continue the positive thought process, like, your outlook on life changes so drastically. And I know this isn't a speech on thinking positive, but, like, I think it's a really important component in knowing your self-worth and having self-worth, because if you think positively, then you can think positively about yourself, and you can be like, you know what, I am worth it. I am worth a shit ton more than how I've been treating myself, and how I've been letting other people treat me. And I do deserve better, and I do deserve to be treated like I am worth it, because I am. And once you make that realization and you start that journey to self-worth, I think that it really changes how you see a lot of things, and changes how you feel about changes how you feel about a lot of things, and how you feel about yourself. Because once you realize your self-worth, you don't allow anyone to treat you badly. You don't allow anyone's opinions or thoughts or words or actions to make you feel, to, like, bring you down or make you feel differently about something. Like, if you like what you're doing and you're happy with it, then why would you let someone who has a negative opinion about it make you feel bad about it? Like, you're having a good time, you're happy, you're not hurting anyone, so why would you let someone's negative opinion that literally has the total potential to not affect you in the slightest bring you down about what you're happy about? Like, I think it's so important to just let yourself be happy and let yourself realize that you're allowed to feel happy and you're allowed to feel like you deserve to be happy, and you're allowed to feel worth it, and you're allowed to feel confident, and you're allowed to feel valid and loved. And like, no one can take that away from you unless you love them. And why would you let someone take such a precious and important and life-changing mindset and thought process from you? Because in the end, it's only going to hurt yourself, and it's only going to let the people who want to bring you down win. And I just don't think that there's any more room in the world for hate and negativity and bringing other people down. And I think it's time we all start loving ourselves and bringing more positivity into the world, and bringing other people up instead of tearing them down, and loving ourselves. Did I already say that? Well, I'm gonna say it again because it's that important. And knowing our self-worth and letting ourselves be happy and letting ourselves dream big and achieve our dreams. And yeah. So that's all for this video. I hope it helped someone, and I hope that someone watches this and decides to love themselves, or realizes their self-worth. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay lit.